We are back on a track to conduct an experiment that means I will not be needing this, naked running, no technology. But will we still be able to judge things like our heart rate and our pace without it? Going to find out. But first, need to pop into the sports centre and go through their lost property because Jenna completely misunderstood the assignment.
That's not naked.
It's not literally naked, no. So here is what we are going to do. I am going to run around the track at what I think is a 4-minute kilometre pace. So just under a 6.5-minute mile pace, but with no watch on. I'll do 2 laps, 800 metres. And so some simple maths tells us that if I am going at 4-minute kilometre pace, I'll complete the 800 metres in 3 minutes, 12 seconds. I'll tell you what happens next in a minute. First of all, let's just get step 1 underway. Okay, 2 laps at exactly 4-minute kilometre pace using my highly tuned internal stopwatch.
Get set, go.
And I am off. Now, this could be quite an important test for anybody to do, but first, we got the idea for it, running without a watch, from a couple of recent videos. First was this one, where I explained that I now bounce between using my Garmin or my Apple Watch, just depending on what I need at the time, and will happily wear something else or nothing at other times. Now, not wearing one of these 24/7 does mean that I miss out on being able to track things like my sleep or my heart rate variability, but I've decided that at this stage in my training, I just don't care. And that caused me to really think about the data that I do collect when I exercise with these on, stuff like my heart rate and my pace. Why not just go and run for however long I want to? Which tied in with this video, Jenna and I running a race in Wales with Nixon, our dog, and we didn't focus on the numbers at all. We just tried to enjoy the experience of simply running. And a few people in the comments said that they had also stopped tracking what they did in the same way and just ran naked, no technology. And I like the idea, except I wasn't sure that I'd be able to accurately judge my steady zone 2 runs, which are really important, without a watch. How accurate is my internal clock?
Okay, I think that was a little bit fast. That was a little under 4-minute pace. So instead of 3 minutes 12, I'm going to guess 3 minutes 6 seconds.
There you go. There you go.
3 minutes 5 seconds 0.99. Unbelievable. Let's just go home.
Yeah,
We are done. You can't beat the 100th of a second. Oh, I'm saving that bad boy.
Okay, so when I'm really concentrating, it seems that my internal clock is Casio level accurate. I was faster than my 4-minute kilometre target pace, but I knew it exactly. Now Jen's turn at 5-minute kilometre pace.
So this is my first time doing 5-minute pace around the track.
Get set, go.
And the reason this pace guessing stuff is important primarily comes down to zone training. In really simple terms, zone 1 is very easy effort, barely jogging, good for cooling down, easy recovery runs, getting the body moving without stressing it. Zone 3, getting into challenging aerobic workouts, sustainable for many between 10k and half marathon distance, fitter athletes beyond that. Getting uncomfortable though, you certainly can't chat in complete sentences without having to take a breath at this pace. Zone 4, and you are now pushing it and bumping into your lactate threshold, where your body can't shift lactic acid faster than it builds up, and so stuff starts to burn. It's good for building up your tolerance, moving at a harder pace, but not something you would want to or be able to do for a long duration. And Zone 5, all-out effort, unsustainable for more than 60 seconds or so. It's basically sprinting. Back to Zone 2, the important one, in a bit.
Oh man,
How was that?
hard.
Okay, so you needed
4 minutes.
4 minutes.
I think it's got to be close, that was hard.
3 minutes 51, which is actually not bad. 9 seconds.
So round 1, I went a little quick, but knew it and guessed my pace exactly, and Jenna was only 9 seconds out on her target pace. And the reason for that is that we were going quite quick. My fastest 5k is just over 19 minutes. The 3-minute 5-second 800 meters that I ran is under 19.5 minutes for a 5k. Now, Jen's best ever 5k time is a little over 26 minutes. So again, her run was fast for her. And when you're at your limit, it's just much easier to judge. For example, if I want to accelerate my car from 0 to 60 in 4 seconds, I just floor it and I will be very close every single time.
I live my life a quarter mile at a time.
Because that's its limit. If you ask me to try and accelerate from 0 to 60 in 11 seconds, I will probably misjudge it completely. Although if the dog's in the boot, they are going to find it far more pleasant.
As far as he's concerned, the trip was instantaneous.
That's round one. For both of us, kind of pushing it park run pace. We're now going to slow it down, and I think it's going to get harder. Right, round two, I'm going to now do a 5-minute kilometre pace, which is, what's that, it's a 25-minute park run. So that's kind of a fast jog for me.
Get set, go.
Too fast again, especially the first lap. 3:49.
3:36.
Oh wow. I might need to recalibrate my inner clock.
3:36 for 800 meters is a 4-minute 30 kilometer. Take away that easy guide of just knowing I'm at the limit and suddenly I'm out by 30 seconds. Over a 5 or 10k run, that is now the difference between comfortable and destroying a personal best. And it makes a huge difference to my heart rate as well.
I am now doing my 6-minute pace.
6-minute pace, that's a half-hour park run, which is a doable park run for you.
That's my nice park run, yeah.
Okay, 2, 1, go.
So what is zone 2 all about? Well, it is jogging at a conversational pace, so you can chat while you're doing it, and it is brilliant for building endurance and laying down the foundations of your fitness. Any decent plan to improve your cardiovascular abilities, whether you're running or cycling or rowing or swimming, it's all going to include work across all the zones, but the bulk of it is typically going to be zone 2. Training in that way comes with reduced risk of injury, less chance of exposing yourself to overtraining, yet huge performance benefits. Most runners will have heard the saying, train slow to run fast, yet very few do it. Many people will just go out and simply run as fast as they can for the length of time they've set aside for that run. And even when people do try to focus on slowing down, most people just cannot get the pace right without some sort of technological assistance. As a result, very few people are running in zone 2 and are missing out on developing the ability to run faster, but at a lower effort level that comes from doing that. Interestingly, as soon as I stopped trying to run a fast 5k park run and spent a couple of months training for and then doing my first ever 50k ultra a few years ago, and I did it incredibly slowly, I suddenly found my park run times tumbled. Train slow, go fast.
I reckon I did about a 5:49 pace.
So Jenna knows she went a bit quick, but she still can't guess her pace. 800 meters in 4 minutes 25 was not a 5:49 pace, it was a 5:31 pace. That's the difference between her doing a perfectly achievable 30-minute park run and doing a 27:30 park run, which only a couple of months ago would have been a PB for her. It's a big difference.
What am I doing? 6.
6-minute pace.
6-minute kilometre. Pretty easy, I mean, half-hour park run. It should be pretty straightforward. It's the sort of pace I'd run like a much longer distance run. Hence, I can GoPro it.
Get set, go.
Okay, so this feels nice. This is like a kind of run with the dog sort of pace. At the weekend, it's Jen's 10k pace. She's probably go a bit quicker now, but last time we ran one, she did about an hour. I'm just imagining that she'd be running beside me. She'd be happy at this sort of pace for an hour. Just gonna picture her right here, keep me on track. How you doing? Good? Pace okay? Good. What's that? Hungry already? Interestingly, just noticed there's a little school beside the track. Probably scared the hell out of them shooting our thumbnail.
You're way too quick, yeah.
Yeah. Do you know what it felt like? It felt like when I ran with Nixon at the weekend, where we were doing 5:30s, 5:40s. So I'm gonna go 5:39.
Again, I know I've gone too quick, and I guess I'm doing a 5:39 pace, but I actually ran a 5:25 pace, miles off the 6-minute pace target. but it actually felt slow. So if I'd been going out to deliberately do a slow run, it might well have been the pace that I would have gone out at thinking I was doing okay. Right, last run at the track.
Okay, so this is my 7-minute pace lap, which is a very, I would like to say very easy run for me, but it actually still isn't zone 2 for me. So 7:30 to 8 minutes is zone 2 for me.
Yeah, we ain't got time to shoot Jen's zone 2 run. We'll lose the light. 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, I feel like I always start off a little bit too fast.
So because Jenna did not push record on the GoPro, I'll tell you what you would have heard had she done so. It is hard to run slow enough. What's been interesting for Jenna is that she has just started a training program so that she can complete a 50k ultramarathon in the summer and a 100k ultramarathon this September. That training plan sends her workouts to her Garmin watch, and the main information on the display during those sessions is her heart rate zone with alerts if she goes too high or too low. She's able to focus on it above all else, and has been coming back from her longer training runs saying how slow and steady that has made her run compared to how she thought she would have needed to run.
I reckon faster than the 7-minute pace.
Do you think?
I reckon 6:40, 6:43.
Not 6 minutes 43, she was doing 6 minutes 28 pace. So Jenna was supposed to do a 7-minute kilometer, knows she went too quick, but still did not guess how fast she was actually going. And we made the same mistake with our heart rates. We were taking guesses at what we thought our beats per minute were for the end of the runs. We were running with a Garmin Pro Plus heart rate strap that saves the data, even if you don't have the watch on. And we were out every single time. Zone 2 training, by most definitions, is going to have a heart rate requirement between 60 and 70% of your maximum. So my heart rate, for example, tops out between 185 and 190. So my Zone 2 training needs to be between roughly 110 and 135 beats per minute. For me, that means if I'm going out for a couple of hours running, I want to be somewhere around 5-minute 45 per kilometre pace to drifting above 6-minute kilometre pace. And it is even more important for Jen because as somebody new to running, when she goes a little bit too quick, her heart rate reacts much more dramatically. If she misjudges her pace by 30 seconds, she could easily be moving from Zone 2 to Zone 4. So can you run without a watch? Absolutely, of course you can, and we have actually made it a rule that at least once a month we will now go out and run without any technology, just us, the dog, enjoy the experience. But there is no doubt, if you want to make the best improvements you can do for your running and fitness in general, using technology to gather data and more importantly, understanding what you're looking for from that data is vital. You don't need a crazy expensive device, but something that will tell you your heart rate and the pace that you're going at will make you fitter, faster, better. So was that the most interesting thing we learned from our day at the track? No, actually the most interesting thing we learned was that if you convince your wife to shoot a naked thumbnail for your video, and there are people carrying out roadworks a couple of 100 yards away, suddenly it becomes time for a tea break. So please do what they all promised to do, like and subscribe to the channel immediately, and we will see you on the next one.